Hello and welcome to yet another Friday Freebie quiz. Thanks very much for joining us. Before I hand over to the fabulous Shaun Williamson, let me just run through a couple of things. Firstly, please don't cheat. And if you have to cheat, don't put your scores in. There's no prizes. There's just the glory of winning. That's all. So please don't cheat. And secondly, there are people playing the quiz today and also moving forward because we leave all the quizzes up online. So please don't write the answers anywhere because it spoils it for people. So I really appreciate you not doing that. So thank you very much for that. Now I am going to hand over to Shaun.
Thank you very much, Jane Allen. Hello, everybody. It's Shaun Williamson here. It's Friday night. It's 8 o'clock. So it must be the biggest international lockdown quiz on the planet. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Many people in this country are excited because the pubs and the restaurants open tomorrow. So that's a slight progress made there. I hope they're all going to open very soon wherever you are, or indeed they're already open. They're calling it Super Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the pubs and restaurants are back open. Trying to think what else has been in the news. The Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, has unveiled a 5-stage plan for reopening the theatres. I thought, Oliver, if you don't get your finger out soon, there won't be 5 stages left. So hurry up, mate. What else has been in the news? Yeah, apparently, if you want to fly to the USA, you're going to have to be hypnotised. Yeah, that's going to be the same on all transatlantic flights. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Because of COVID-19, the Knock Knock Joke Convention is now going to be held behind closed doors. So that's a shame. But there is some good news because you can get old episodes of Bugs Bunny. There is now a WhatsApp doc. A WhatsApp doc. For old episodes of Bugs Bunny. And it's funny, this lockdown, it's made me very nostalgic. You know, very nostalgic for another time. I remember when I went to see Dr. Hook in the 1980s. Worst prostate examination I've ever had in my life. Anyway, the good news for you is I asked for some jokes last week, and we've got some from you, our wonderful viewers, participants, and I'm going to come up with those during round 2. Got some great jokes from you. If you are new, welcome to the madness. There are 4 rounds. Tonight, rounds 1, 2, and 4 are general knowledge questions of 10 questions per round, and round 3 is always a picture round. After round 1, we have some shout-outs. Say hello to some people who've requested a shout-out or a birthday request. After round 2, we toast the NHS, who are still doing a great job, or the equivalent medical association in your country. And as I say, during round 2, we'll be unveiling all of your jokes. Let's have a look at the scoreboard from last week. Let's see how people finished up, shall we? There was a lot of people who came joint 4th, all with 37. We've got the Beer and Tea Appreciation Society, Stephen Galloway and Vicky Oatway, the Quantox, Team Disley, Lex's Angels, Philip Isaac, and Ugly Caddyshack Resurrected, all with 37. Well done. In joint 3rd place on 38, Team 10 Chins, I know the feeling. Alan Sharp from Scotland, great quizzer. The Yeoman Infantry, Borehamwood and Nottingham from England, 38. And the Sheppey Superstars, also on 38. Well done to all of you. Now in joint 2nd, we got Tom and Joe. Well done again, Tom and Joe, on 39. Congratulations. Vivian Jones on 39 and James Morton, all excellent quizzes there. But this week, the spoils go to, in 1st place with maximum marks, 40 out of 40, Sean Cairns, another top quizzer and one that we know. Well done indeed, Sean. Well done to everybody in the top 4 there. Right, are you ready? Let's do it. Here's round 1. Good luck. So let's start with question number 1, shall we? Which is the first month in a calendar year to have exactly 30 days? Which is the first month in a calendar year to have exactly 30 days? What a nice, gentle opener that is. Just to lubricate your brains, that is. First month in a calendar year to have exactly 30 days. I got thrown out of a game of poker last night for mentioning Brexit. They made me leave without a deal. It was a nightmare. Anyway, that's question 1. That's gentle, that is. Question 2 is for you culture vultures. You might know it, you might not. According to superstition, which Shakespeare play should be referred to as the Scottish play in a theatre? Okay, according to superstition, which Shakespeare play should be referred to as the Scottish play in a theatre? If you don't know, you've got a choice of 37. So that's good. What's the alternative name to the Scottish play? If you haven't got a clue, I'll explain all about that during the answers. Okay, question number 3. What toy would you be playing with if you performed tricks called Walk the Dog, Around the World, or Rock the Baby? What toy would you be playing with if you performed tricks called Walk the Dog, Around the World, or Rock the Baby? Am I the only person who finds it ironic that Kerry Katona doesn't own a cat? It's weird, that, isn't it? It's just me there. Walk the dog, round the world, rock the baby, which toy? Question number 4. This is the flag of which agency of the United Nations? This is the flag of which agency of the United Nations? Some blue there. What is on there? I've never really looked at it that close. It looks like a laurel wreath, map of the world, and a snake wrapped around a stick. Does that give you any clues? That is the flag of which agency of the United Nations? Question number 5. Which is the only sport that appears in the NATO phonetic alphabet? I'm sure you'll know there is an alternative alphabet used by NATO. Which is the only sport, the name of which sport appears in that phonetic alphabet? And just to help you out, we've put up all 26 letters there because we're generous like that. The only sport to appear in the NATO phonetic alphabet. That was question 5. Question number 6. If your diaphragm was suffering with myoclonic jerks, what would you have? If your diaphragm was suffering with myoclonic jerks, what would you have? There is a better known name for myoclonic jerks, but what is it? I see Meatloaf's gone vegan. He's now known as Malt Loaf. Good, that, isn't it? Myoclonic jerks. What's the better known name for that, basically, that question? Good luck. Question 7. Which is the world's most northerly national capital city? Okay. Which is the world's most northerly national capital city? Because you do get regional capitals in different countries, but we want to know the name of the world's most northerly national capital city. What could that be? Question number 8. Named after a famous scientist, which tongue-in-cheek awards, and I quote, salute the improvement of the human genome by honouring those who accidentally remove themselves from it in a spectacular manner? Named after a famous scientist, which tongue-in-cheek awards salute the improvement of the human genome by honouring those who accidentally remove themselves from it in a spectacular manner? Think of a very famous scientist. Good luck with that one. And number 9. Legend has it that which type of pizza was named in honour of the Queen of Italy, and that the colours of the toppings represent the national flag of Italy? Legend has it which type of pizza was named in honour of the Queen of Italy, and that the colours of the toppings represent the national flag of Italy? So try and picture certain pizzas there. Does anyone know if they make left guard for the other armpit? Anyone? I'm just asking for a friend, really. No? So which type of pizza, named in honour of the Queen of Italy, and that the colours of the toppings represent the national flag of Italy? So think of the flag of Italy, think of 3 toppings that could correspond to that pizza. And the final question of round number 1. Dodie Smith had the idea for which novel when one of her friends said that her dogs would make a lovely fur coat? Dodie Smith had the idea for which novel when one of her friends said that her dogs would make a lovely fur coat? With friends like that, who needs enemies? Imagine just inviting someone around, having a cool cup of tea. Why do your dogs make a lovely fur coat? Thanks very much. Unbelievable. Good news, finally good news, I've passed my horticultural degree. I've now got lettuce after my name, so that's good. Anyway, look, let's go through all these questions again. Let's have a quick recap before we give you the answers. Which is the first month in a calendar year to have exactly 30 days? That's number 1. Number 2, according to superstition, which Shakespeare play should be referred to as the Scottish play in a theatre? Number 3, what toy would you be playing with if you perform tricks called walk the dog around the world or rock the baby? Number 4, we showed you the flag and we wanted to know which agency of the United Nations was represented by that flag. Number 5, which is the only sport that appears in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Number 6, if your diaphragm was suffering with myoclonic jerks, what would you have? Number 7, what's the world's most northerly national capital city? Number 8, named after a famous scientist, which tongue-in-cheek awards salute the improvement of the human genome by honouring those who accidentally remove themselves from it in a spectacular manner? Number 9, legend has it, which type of pizza was named in honour of the Queen of Italy and the colours of the topping represent the flag of Italy? And number 10, Dodie Smith had a wonderful friend who once came round her house and said, your dogs would make a lovely fur coat. But they did her a favour because she sat down and wrote which book? Right, never leave a blank. First rule of quizzing, put down anything. Put down Bobby Charlton, one day it'll be right. Okay, give you a few more seconds. Good luck. Here are the answers to round 1. Round 1, the first month in a calendar year to have exactly 30 days is April. We have the famous rhyme there. Do you know a really great quiz question? Okay, one that I like putting in if you're setting a quiz. Say, how many months of the year have 28 days? The answer is 12. They all have 28 days. It was a good one. Anyway, the answer for this was April. Okay, question number 2. We asked which Shakespearean play should be referred to as the Scottish play in the theatre. It's that play. I'm not saying it. They're trying to stitch me up. QuizzingTV. It's bad luck for actors to say that in a theatre, actually. But that is the answer. Apparently, it's bad luck to say it in a theatre. Bad things happen to the production. The answer to number 3. Which toy would you be playing with? Walking the dog around the world, etc. It's a yo-yo. A yo-yo. Number 4, we asked you which flag of the United Nations was represented by the flag we showed you. It was. You've been seeing a lot of it lately. The World Health Organization, or WHO, Donald Trump's favorite organization. What you saw on the flag in the center was the rod of Asclepius. I knew I'd get it wrong. The rod of Asclepius, and a serpent entwined rod wielded by the Greek god Asclepius, who was a deity associated with healing and medicine. Moving on. The answer to number 5, we asked you the only sport that appears in the NATO phonetic alphabet. It's G for golf. G for golf. Simple as that. Number 6, those myoclonic jerks of the diaphragm, also known as hiccups. There's been cases of people having hiccups for years and years and years, which must have come as a shock to them. Number 7, the answer, we asked you the world's most northerly national capital city. Reykjavik in Iceland. How many of you got that? Number 8, which famous scientist was named after these tongue-in-cheek awards, basically for people who foolishly remove themselves from the planet, really? It's all very tongue-in-cheek. It's the Darwin Awards. Okay, named after Charles Darwin. Darwin was all we needed. The answer to number 9. What type of pizza was named after the Queen of Italy? Well, if you know the colours on the flag of Italy, red, white and green, they represent tomato, mozzarella and basil, and you'll find them on a margarita pizza. That's what we wanted, a margarita. And the answer to number 10, Dodie Smith wrote which novel when one of her friends said dogs would make a lovely fur coat. 101 Dalmatians. So I hope that round was good for you. I hope you got about 7 or 8 of those. Couple of tricky ones. We'll always put a couple of tricky ones in. Trying to make it too easy. Right, here are the shout outs. Deep breath. Hello and a very good evening to Tim and Jason Beecham from Scarborough. We've got the Browns, the Knights, Kerry and Ethan, the Potsy clan. Happy 50th birthday to Simon Thomas, one of the top concierges in the world. Simon Thomas, very happy 50th to you, my friend. Joe and Dave from Newquay, the G-Man and John Walker, the lads on tour, Tom, James, Thomas and Sam, Margaret and Derek, Vicky Bryant and family, the Big Mac ladies in Benidorm, the Kowalskis, I love that name, the Kowalskis, all the way from the USA, Billy No-Mates from Qatar, we'll be your friends, Billy, we'll be your friends. Belated happy birthday to Emma in Glasgow, that's from Gillian. Hope you had a great birthday, Emma. Manuel Blamel, the Akimotos in Japan, hello, it's very early for you, thank you so much for tuning in. Trevor Davison family, hello Trevor, great man of publishing. Chris, Karen, Michael, Amelia, Sarah and Simon, and Daniel Bulanov from Lithuania. Hello to all of you. You're all very welcome. This is round 2. We're going to start off with Shaun's teaser. There are no points for this if it's your first week. There are no points for this. It's just something for you to work on throughout the round. If you've got a bit of a gap, what is the lowest snooker break you can make by clearing the table in one visit? What is the lowest snooker break you can make by clearing the table in one visit? I apologise if you're not a snooker fan, but as I say, there's no points available, so you haven't lost out on anything. Now, this doesn't involve potting. This involves one visit to the table. It doesn't involve potting 2 balls in one shot. It doesn't involve a foul, a free ball. It's just a basic snooker clearance, red colour, and all the colours in order. So it's not a trick question. Good luck with that. I'll tell you the answer at the end. Here is question number 1 of round 2. Why was the Russian delegation late for the 1908 Olympic Games? Why was the Russian delegation late for the 1900 Olympic Games? There's a story about that, chap, and I'll tell you about it at the end. Do you know what? I lost an online quiz last night by 1 point. I could have sworn Rasputin's first name was Ra-Ra. What's all that about? Anyway, I live and learn. That's what we do in quizzes, isn't it? Okay, then why were the Russian delegation late for the 1908 Olympic Games? Question number 2. What would you usually attach your dongle to? Or, Mrs. Aye. What would you normally attach your dongle to? I assume a lot of you would know this. I won't give you any more clues. Okay, here's our first. I don't call you participants. I'll call you participants. Here's our first participant's joke. It's from Sam, Joyce, and Cardi. Thanks, Sam. Went into a shop the other day. I asked the man behind the counter, "Have you got any Cadbury's aerated chocolate bars?" He said, "Well, whisper." I said, "Sorry, mate. Have you got any Cadbury's aerated chocolate bars?" Thank you, Sam, Joyce, and Cardi. That was question number 2. What would you usually attach your dongle to? Question number 3. By what alliterative name are the original 11 ships carrying prisoners and supplies to Australia known? By what alliterative name are the original 11 ships carrying prisoners and supplies to Australia known? What about old Chris Worsley? Chris Worsley, he phoned B&Q today and to ask how big the queue is. They said, "Well, it's the same size as the B, mate. Stand outside the shop and have a look. You don't believe us." Very good, Chris. Thank you. Chris Worsley. By what alliterative name are the original 11 ships carrying prisoners and supplies to Australia known? That was question number 3. Question number 4. Which singer was born David Robert Jones on the 8th of January, 1947? Which singer was born David Robert Jones on the 8th of January, 1947? For you pop music fans, and very well known he was too. Okay, that's question 4. Question number 5. for you fans of literature. Which Charles Dickens novel is subtitled The Parish Boy's Progress? Which Charles Dickens novel is subtitled The Parish Boy's Progress? This is from Paul Silver. Good evening, Paul. It's very dark, Paul, this joke. Very dark. There's been a series of murders up north. The murderer uses knitting needles. They don't know who it is, but there's a pattern forming. Oh, thanks for that. Which Charles Dickens novel is subtitled The Parish Boy's Progress? Good luck. Question number 6. Vehicles from which country carry the International License Plate Country Code, SGP? Vehicles from which country carry the International License Plate Country Code, SGP? See, my local church is selling off the vicar's robes. Well, it is surplus to requirements, so surplus to requirements now. Anyway, let's move on to question number 7. Of which film did Bruce Willis say it's not a Christmas movie, it's a Bruce Willis movie? I won't say the word he said because I know there were some young participants. Of which film did Bruce Willis say it's not a Christmas movie, man, it's a Bruce Willis movie? And that was why I don't do many American characters. Which Bruce Willis film? It's not a Christmas movie, man. It's a Bruce Willis movie. That was my Australian. Question 8. Irene was the second woman to win the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. She was the daughter of the first woman to win this award. So who was her mother? So Irene, we can't give a second name, we'll give it away, was the second woman to win the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. She was the daughter of the first woman to win this award. So who was her mother? This in from Mike Shaw. What's made of brass and sounds like Tom Jones? Trombones. That's silly, Mike. Thank you. What's made of brass and sounds like Tom Jones? Trombones, you see. Irene was the second woman to win the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Basically, who was her mother? She was the first winner. Question number 9 of round 2. Which is the smallest of the world's 5 oceans? Which is the smallest of the world's 5 oceans? Ironically, talking about travel, the creator of TripAdvisor died yesterday. Yeah, having said that, he's gone to a better place, so that's good. Smallest of the world's 5 oceans. Which one is it? And the final round question in round 2, number 10. Which Nobel Prize-winning author who wrote Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats had a name that's an anagram of toilets? Which Nobel Prize-winning author who wrote Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats had a name that's an anagram of toilets? I'm sure he'd have been very proud of that fact, despite everything he'd achieved. That's the thing he'd have been most proud of. Here we go then. This news just in from Andrew McGill. Right, we'll do a recap. Now, this is in from Andrew McGill. It's with great sadness I have to mention the loss of a few local businesses. A local bra shop has gone bust. A mining company has gone under. A manufacturer of food blenders has gone into liquidation. A dog kennel has had to call in the retrievers. An origami book company has folded. An aerial installation company has called in the receivers. A key company's gone into lockdown. A watchsmith has wound down and called time on their business. A shoe factory has been sold and employees given the boot. The Heinz factory has been canned as they couldn't catch up with orders. The tarmac company has reached the end of the road. The bread company's run out of dough. The laundrette's been taken to the cleaners. And finally, the AA recovery service are well on their way to a breakdown. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew McGill. Well done, Andrew. It's longer than the quiz, that one. Let's have a recap on the questions from round 2. Number 1, why was the Russian delegation late for the 1908 Olympic Games? Number 2, what would you usually attach your dongle to? Number 3, by which alliterative name are the original 11 ships carrying prisoners and supplies to Australia known? Number 4, which singer was born David Robert Jones, 8th of January 1947? Number 5, which Charles Dickens novel is subtitled The Parish Boy's Progress? Number 6, vehicles from which country carry the International License Plate Country Code, SGP? Number 7, of which film did Bruce Willis say, "It's not a Christmas movie, man. It's a Bruce Willis movie"? I'm just a chameleon when it comes to voices. I'm like Michael Sheen. Number 8, Irene was the second woman to win the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. She was the daughter of the first woman, who was a mother. Number 9, the smallest of the world's 5 oceans, please. And number 10, which Nobel Prize winning author who wrote Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats had a name that's an anagram of toilets? Here are the answers. Good luck. Number 1, we showed you a picture of one of the Russian delegation. They were late for the 1908 Olympic Games. Why were they late? They still used the Julian calendar, okay, which was way out of date. So they arrived 2 weeks late. But in those days, the games went on for ages. They went on for ages anyway. It wasn't like a month to moment. And the records they kept were so bad, they're not entirely sure anyone from Turkey took part or not, because they were still known as the Ottoman Empire. And the picture we showed you of that skater, he got in trouble with his employer for wearing tight trousers. He said, mate, you're skating on thin ice. But that's true. That's a true story. The answer to number 2, you would attach your dongle to a computer or laptop. And I assume you knew that as you're using one to watch the quiz. Number 3, by which alliterative name are the original 11 ships carrying prisoners to Australia? They were known as the First Fleet. Well done if you got that. Not easy. Number 4, David Robert Jones metamorphosized into David Bowie. Number 5, the Charles Dickens novel entitled The Parish Boy's Progress was Oliver Twist. Great book. You couldn't ask for more, could you? Number 6, vehicles from which country carry the code SGP? You could have had a guess because it was Singapore, the S and G and the P. They were all in there for you. Number 7, Bruce Willis. He said it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie, Die Hard. Bruce Willis, the ego has landed. Number 8, Irene was the second woman to win a Nobel Prize for Chemistry. The first woman was her mother, who was Marie Curie. Number 9, we asked you the smallest of the world's 5 oceans. It goes the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Southern, and the Arctic. So we were after the Arctic Ocean. And a fitting tribute to a great man, which Nobel Prize winning author's name is an anagram of toilets? T.S. Eliot. Well done. How did you get on with that round? Again, I hope you got your 7s and 8s. We like to put a couple of tricky ones in. My voice, I'm worried about my voice, is totally out of shape. Anyway, I'm going to have a drink on that note. We're going to toast the NHS, which we do every week. Still doing a great job, although death figures are going down. We want to go to work in that environment. So thank you on behalf of all of us. Doing a brilliant job. Thank you. And the answer to Shaun's teaser, the lowest snooker break you can make by clearing the table in one visit, it was 72. If you know your values of snooker balls, you'd have to pot a red and then a yellow 15 times, which 45, and then all the colours in order add up to 27. The 45 plus 27 is 72. Well done if you got that. As I say, there's no points for that. Sorry if you feel cheated. Round 3, it's our picture round. It's a lovely one. It gives me a chance to rest my voice as well. We're just going to let you I'm going to sit back while you look at the pictures. This week we have caricatures. I think we featured some very, very early on, and they're always good. Now, the twist this week is the first 5 are by a professional caricaturist, and the second 5 aren't. Ha ha! Big time. You'll see what I mean. We're going to show you 1 to 5 now. Just basically tell us who this caricature is supposed to be. So there is 1 to 5. What do you think? Excuse me. All very well known. I think 3 of those are fairly gettable. One's a bit 50-50. I'm talking purely for myself. One's a bit 50-50 and one's quite difficult. But that's the way we like it. So what do you think? Now, they've been done by a professional. You're about to see the difference because the numbers 6 to 10 were done by fans of the people. And there you go. I'm not sure the answers to these questions would regard the people as fans necessarily or train them in this way. Wow. And they weren't all received from prisons. You'll be astonished to know. Some of these were done by free, sane people. So what do we think? Slightly more difficult, obviously. No, it's not. It's a lot more difficult, the second half. But number 9's probably the best one. Number 7's not bad. Good luck with 6 and 8. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's have another look at 1 to 5, and then we'll spend a bit longer on 6 to 10 because it's a lot trickier. So I'm assuming you've dashed off at least 3 of those. There's 1 to 5. And very good they are too. One is done. No, I won't give any clues. Okay, let's give you a lot longer on 6 to 10 then. As I say, 6 and 8 are tricky. 10 is semi-tricky. 7 and 9 are okay. 7 and 9, if you've got a hunch, is probably right, I'd say. So, how are we doing with those? Just give you another 10 seconds on those. Basically, I don't think any of the artists of these 5 took it up professionally. That's a hunch. I mean, perhaps I'm being unfair. Okie dokie. Good luck. You'll need it with those 5. Okay, let's look at the answers. And let's look at the answers for 1 to 5 because they were slightly easier. Number 1 is excellent, basically, and that is a Clint Eastwood of the age he is now. Now, I'd have struggled with number 2. I thought it was Anthony Joshua, but it was a younger version of Denzel Washington, the great Denzel Washington. I think they got the eyes spot on. So maybe the eyes gave you a clue, but that's Denzel from, let's face it, about 15, 20 years ago, but still very good. Number 3 might have given you some problems. He's one of my favorite actors, Tom Hardy. Number 4 I thought was again an excellent caricature. That's the great John Cleese. And number 5, she won't like it at all. Quite a beautiful woman, but that's what a caricature is there for, isn't it? Michelle Obama. Now, number 6. Here we go. Good luck. I'd have sworn that was Jodie Foster. The eyes say to me Jodie Foster. But according to the artist, it is Nicole Kidman. Now, if you got that, I think you should be tested for banned steroids. Number 7 was very gettable. Joey from Friends, Matt LeBlanc. Number 8, well, I can't be much of a fan. It's once described as the most desirable man in the world, Brad Pitt. Doesn't it look like him? Number 9, I think that's pretty good, actually. Mad, Bad and Dangerous to Know, Christopher Walken, great actor. And number 10, the lips and chin, I think, are excellent. And the hair, but I don't know what happened to that nose. It must have been after he had a punch-up, or Harrison Ford. So if you thought they were tough, you can blame the artist. So how did you get on? That's the picture round for this week. You'll be doing well to get, I reckon, 7 of those. I reckon you've done really well. If you get 10 out of those, well done. What can I say? And that's the picture round. So we're going to go into round 4 now. It's the final round, 10 general knowledge questions. Just a gentle reminder, that this book does hit the newsstands on the 1st of October, as they used to say. It is my journey into the world of quizzing. I spent a year mired in the world of quizzing, went very deep into it, met lots of interesting, lovely people, lots of fascinating facts. It's also biographical, my time in the Navy and EastEnders and all sorts of stuff in there, some humorous anecdotes. And it also doubles as a quiz book. There's questions at the end of each chapter and the answers a bit further on in the book. Just thought I'd bring that to your attention. Anyway, a lovely stocking filler. Anyway, enough shameless self-promotion. Let's start round number 4. Here is question number 1. Which is the largest country entirely within the continent of Europe? Which is the largest country entirely within the continent of Europe? There's a rough map there for you to look at. Might give you a clue. When I say rough, it is accurate, but obviously we've taken the names of the countries out. What's the largest country entirely within the continent of Europe? We're going to remove that map now. We're going to go on to question number 2. Tricky one. Which language would you speak if you were described as a lusophone? Which language would you speak if you were described as a lusophone? Little boy went up to his granddad. He said, "Granddad, are you a frog?" His granddad said, "No, why?" He said, "Because Dad said we can only afford to go to Disneyland when you croak it." There we go. Which language would you speak if you were described as a lusophone? Question number 3. John, Ronald, Rule are the first names of which author? John, Ronald, Rule are the first names of which author? How's your fitness going during this lockdown? I know a lot of us are just about to come out of it. How is your fitness? Because I know a lot of people embraced it and got really fit. Other people let themselves go. When halfway through, I thought, I've got to do something about this. I started jogging with my next door neighbours, lovely Welsh couple, but they were so fit. It's tough keeping up with the Joneses. John Ronald Rule, which author? Question number 4. Which volcanic glass is usually black and will be well known to players of Minecraft? Which volcanic glass is usually black and will be well known to players of Minecraft? So that's a 2-layer question. That you either know it from volcanic glass, or you're young enough to be a Minecraft player, in which case you can have a good guess, or you'll know it, or it works on 3 levels where you don't know it. There you go. Not easy. Which volcanic glass is usually black and will be well known to players of Minecraft? Did you see on the news today, seriously, a lorry spilt its cargo of Vanish near Heathrow Airport? Staines is gone. Gone. Incredible, isn't it? Question number 5. What is the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling? What is the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling? You might have it's a quiz classic. You might have come across that before. If so, you should remember it. That's half the art of quizzing is remembering stuff you've heard before, which I found out to my cost whilst writing the book. No good learning it and then forgetting it. Maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling. Good luck with that. Question number 6. Rudolph Rudy Dassler started the sportswear company Puma. Which rival sportswear company did his younger brother Adolf found? Rudolph Rudy Dassler started the sportswear company Puma. Which rival sportswear company did his younger brother Adolf found? I started watching that TV show, What We Do in the Shadows. Have you seen that? I'm 3 weeks in, still no sign of Hank Marvin. I don't know. That's number 6. Good luck with that. Number 7. Question number 7. An orchestra tunes to which woodwind instrument? An orchestra tunes to which woodwind instrument? You know it or you don't, or you can have a guess. How many woodwind instruments are there in an orchestra? 6, 7, 5? Should know. See, I should know that, shouldn't I? Have a guess if you don't know. Good luck with that one. Question number 8. Which board game features characters called Uncle Rich Pennybags, Officer Edgar Mallory, and Jake the Jailbird? Which board game features characters called Uncle Rich Pennybags, Officer Edgar Mallory, and Jake the Jailbird? I went to the tip yesterday. Have you been back to the tip? A tip, yeah. I went to the tip yesterday. I can't get over the amount of seagulls people throw away. Astonishing, isn't it? Question number 9, the penultimate question in tonight's quiz. Which word starts with an E, ends in an E, and often contains one letter? Which word starts with an E, ends in an E, and often only contains one letter? As you probably gathered, that's more of a puzzle than a general knowledge question, all right? We like putting a few of them in every now and again because it appeals to people whose brains work differently, basically. Which word starts with an E, ends in an E, and often only contains one letter? Talking of books, of course, last week I launched a book aimed at 9 to 12-year-olds, and I'm delighted to say it hit a couple of them. Have some of that. Ah. I'm only joking if you're aged between 9 and 12 at home. I'm only joking. And the final question, it's question number 10. In internet slang, what does the acronym IDK mean? In internet slang, what does the acronym IDK mean? Right, let's have a recap of those 10 questions. Number 1, which is the largest country entirely within the continent of Europe? Number 2, which language would you speak if you were described as a lusophone? Number 3, John Ronald Reuel are the first names of which author? Number 4, which volcanic glass is usually black and will be well known to players of Minecraft? Number 5, what is the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling? Number 6, Rudolph Rudy Dassler started the sportswear company Puma. Which rival sportswear company did his younger brother Adolf found? Number 7, an orchestra tunes to which woodwind instrument? Number 8, which board game features characters called Uncle Rich Pennybags, Officer Edgar Mallory, and Jake the Jailbird? Number 9, which word starts with an E, ends in an E, and often only contains one letter? And number 10, in internet slang, what does the acronym IDK mean? Excuse Use me. Write down anything, don't leave a blank. What do you get for blanks in this game? Nothing. See, I had a catchphrase. I've only just come up with a catchphrase on the 14th week. What's the point of that? How frustrating. Anyway, write down anything if you haven't got a clue. For here are the answers. Good luck. The largest country entirely within the continent of Europe, Ukraine. Obviously, Russia, half of Russia's in Middle East Asia. So it's the Ukraine, entirely within Europe. Number 2, the language you speak if you are a Lusophone is Portuguese. It comes from the Latin for the ancient area corresponding to modern-day Portugal, which was known as Lusitania. And there are several Lusophone-speaking countries, Brazil, Angola, Mozambique. There's quite a few, most of them in Africa. So Portuguese is the language we needed. Question number 3, the answer, John Ronald Reuel, J.R.R. Tolkien. Number 4, which volcanic glass is usually black, well known to players of Minecraft? Obsidian. Number 5, the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling is 300. I wasn't sure. I went off on a tangent about, is it a turkey? But apparently a turkey is 3 strikes in a row. Then I thought, what do they call a turkey in Turkey? I had far too much time on my hands, and they call it a Hindi. Anyway, the answer to number 6, we asked you, it's a good question. This Rudolph Rudy Dazzler started Puma. His brother Adolf, short for Addy Dazzler, started Addy Daz. Addy Dazzler. The brothers had been working together but fell out after World War II, and it didn't do them any harm, did it? They both made a fortune. The answer to number 7, the orchestra tunes to which woodwind instrument is the oboe. Well done if you knew it, especially well done if you guessed it. Now, the board game featuring Uncle Rich Pennybags, Officer Edgar Mallory, and Jake the Jailbird, they're found on the board, and it's Monopoly. Number 9, which word starts with an E, ends in an E, usually only contains 1 letter. Unless you're trying to save money on your stamp, it's an envelope. And number 10, in internet slang, what does the acronym IDK mean? Often heard on quiz nights. I don't know. Hey, not just thrown together this quiz. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. How did you get on? Give us your answers. We'd love to know how you did, despite, unfortunately, this will be the last Friday night quiz of lockdown. Thank you so much for tuning in every Friday, particularly if you've been with us from the start. We're sorry it's ending. But as I say, life is gradually coming back to normal with pubs and restaurants, and people will find other things to do on Friday nights. So we've had a great time. It's been successful. You know, we don't want it to go down to one man and his dog. So hopefully we're going to bow out at the top. Again, thank you so much. It really means a lot to us from all over the United Kingdom and Ireland. And especially if you're tuning in from abroad, places like Japan at 4 in, Australia at 7, 8 in. It really means everything to us. You'll be able to look at any old episodes, we call them episodes or quizzes, all available on YouTube. So you could host your own quiz using it, and then you'd be able to cheat on your friends because you know all the answers. We will be doing some specials in future, definitely a Christmas special. We'll be making an announcement about that. Every now and again we'll be doing specials because we have enjoyed it, and we don't want it to just go away. If there's a second spike, God forbidding, we'll be back. But on that level, I'm sure you hope we're not. We don't want to go through this again. What can I say? There's the quizzing circuit of the United Kingdom. Look us up on quest.quizzing.com. Come and take part in our quiz Grand Prix. It's great fun. You make lots of great friends. It's the first Saturday of every month. At the moment, it's still being visually proctored, monitored by screen, but hopefully very soon we'll be back to our social gatherings. So there's all the information you need. There is one tomorrow morning. So come and have a go. And you will be competing against the greatest quizzers in the world. What can I say? I feel a bit sad now. Feel a bit sad. But anyway, 14 weeks. What can I say? So I hope you get everything you need to get your life back to normal. What can I say? Thank you to David Burton for your wonderful jokes. Thank you to you, those of you who supplied jokes for tonight. Thank you to our tech whiz, Jules Bowes, effortless from Jules as usual, clever man. And back to our queen of quiz, Jane Allen. Goodbye for now.
Shaun, thank you so much. It's been brilliant. I'm also very, very sad that this is an end to this run. But what a run it's been! 14 weeks. Not bad at all. And we will be back doing some specials. There will be one at Christmas, so do keep an eye out for that. We're looking forward to seeing you all then. And thanks very much for joining us along this road. I know some of you have been here right from the very beginning, so really appreciate that. And we do have all of the shows up on YouTube, so you can play them at your leisure. Tomorrow, and the first Saturday of every month, we will be running the UK quiz circuit, so hopefully see some of you there. Just head to quest.quizzing.com and you'll see that on the schedule and how to register for it, so hopefully see some of you there. And please pop your scores in. That's the same place for putting your scores in, quest.quizzing.com. Instructions for that will come up when I stop speaking. And finally, I need to say some thank yous. Thank you to Jules, who does all of our IT for us. Jules, you are amazing. Thank you. Thank you to my sister Lucy, who does all our graphics as well. So thank you to you, Lucy, and to Lucy's husband Christoph, who helps with all sorts of stuff as well. And of course, thank you to Shaun for being such an amazing host and making the whole show so absolutely fabulous. Thank you to everybody. I am now heading over to Facebook, so come and join me there. Just type QuizzingTV into the Facebook search and you will find us. So come and see me there. I really look forward to seeing you. Thank you again and see you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.